Boy, Dinah, I hope you had a better day than I had. Look at this. It's an invitation for my parents to come to open house at school so they can meet our new principal. She's coming over from a school across town, and I heard she's really strict. Mrs. Harrison, our last principal, was so nice. We're not going to have any fun this year if this new principal is as mean as everyone says. Well, at least there's one place I can go that's always fun.
Hold on to your seat, let's go for a ride. Now that we're here on the other side. Use your imagination and you'll understand. It's an adventure in Wonderland. Every day is something new, with music, rhyme, and a dance or two. It's a curious place with a wonderful crew, and you're never quite sure what they will do. Use your imagination, you'll understand. It's an adventure in Wonderland. Adventure in Wonderland. Adventure in Wonderland.
Hi, Mr. Hatter. Mr. Hare.
This is terrible.
Completely terrible, perfectly terrible, terribly terrible.
What's terrible?
The news.
It's terrible news.
What is it about the news that's so bad?
Everything about it.
Have you guys heard the bad news? Isn't it just terrible?
What? What's the problem? Someone please tell me.
What, can't you see, Alice? I'm sure it's written all over my face.
No, it looks like you washed it off.
Oh, well then let me explain. A walrus is moving to Wonderland.
A walrus? Why is that bad?
Believe me, you don't want to know. That's right.
Yes, I do.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so? Walruses are terrible creatures. I've heard the most awful things about them.
I've heard they smell like old seaweed.
I've heard they talk with their mouths full and even burp out loud. I mean, can you imagine such terrible manners?
I've heard they always lie. Walruses make up stories about things that aren't real.
A walrus will tell you your shoe's untied when it's not, but you look down anyway and everyone laughs at you because you fell for that old trick.
Gee, you guys know a lot about walruses.
Oh, yeah, you gotta stay on top of these things, you know. You gotta know.
I guess you've all met them before.
Hey,
Oh, well, no, not actually, not in person.
But who would want to?
Everyone says beware the walrus.
There is one thing for sure that you don't want to meet in your house, down the road, on a boat, or in the street.
Walruses are bad, that's how the story goes. We've been told by those who were told by those who know to. Beware the walrus! Beware the walrus!
I hear that walruses lie and they smell really rank, that they're dumb and they're cruel, they belong in a fish tank.
We don't want any walrus here in Wonderland. We've heard all about them and we clearly understand. So beware the walrus! Beware the walrus!
Who cares if we've never seen one? We've been told they're really bad news. It's bound to be a nasty, mean one. Everybody here is sure to lose. So we're here to warn ya. Beware the walrus. Beware the walrus. Beware the walrus. Beware the walrus.
Well, let's talk to the queen. After all, she's in charge. She can tell the walrus to go away.
You better stay behind, Alice. This is a job for grown-ups.
yes, Please, Your Majesty.
You're the only one who can do something about the walrus.
Please don't allow it to come here to live.
If you do, other walruses will probably move in too.
So, the reason Wonderland is so wonderful is that all different kinds of people and creatures live here.
But walruses are too different.
You've got to stop it from coming.
Look, in all the years that I ruled here, in all the years that my mother ruled before me, in all the years her mother, my grandmother, ruled before her, and in all the years that where was I? I have no idea. Well, anyway, my point is, no ruler of Wonderland has ever excluded anyone, told them that they couldn't live here. That's just not how we do things.
I wish you'd change your mind.
I wish you'd give me some of that candy.
Oh, stop that! I'll think about this walrus thing and I'll let you know. Caterpillar, we need to talk.
I'd love to, Your Majesty, but I've really got to get to the library.
There's a walrus coming to Wonderland, and everyone wants me to order it to go away. It's supposed to be quite unpleasant, you know.
Yes, I've heard, but I've really got to get
However,
going.
perhaps I should at least talk to this creature before passing judgment. Do you have any advice?
Advice? You want advice from me? Well, now that I think about it, I could stay long enough to read you this story. Once there was a dog named Doug and a cat named Kate who grew up as best friends. They played the same games, they liked the same food, they even learned to speak each other's language. But eventually, they grew up, and Doug met some other dogs who made fun of him about Kate. How can you be friends with a cat, they teased. Everyone knows that cats and dogs don't mix. And so sadly, Doug stopped being friends with Kate. But Doug's new friends weren't good dogs. One day, someone complained to the dog catcher about the bad dogs. Doug's so-called friends ran off and left him to take the blame. Doug was scared. He didn't know where to turn. And then he remembered his old friend Kate the cat. Kate helped Doug hide, and when the dog catcher came, he was sure Doug wasn't there, because as everyone knows, dogs and cats don't mix. And so Doug learned who his true friend was. From that day, he vowed he and Kate would always stay friends, no matter what anyone said. After all, who says cats and dogs have to fight like cats and dogs?
I see. If cats and dogs can be friends, maybe walruses and rabbits could be friends. I think we should give the walrus a chance. Good story, Caterpillar.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Now, if I may go to the library...
You know, you really should get to the library. This book is almost overdue.